Hi everybody, my name is Paul Kopf. Thanks for the great feedback on the great Riga organ. And you also sent in some valuable input regarding features and fixes, and we have incorporated these with the current update. Let me guide you through those changes, and we'll start with the play page. This is where you can now adjust the tremulant speed, additionally to the tremulant intensity. Volume control is available at the top of the interface from now on. Now let's switch to the combinations page, where you will find a new stop that slipped through the cracks with the first version of the software, the Septime 11 7-foot. Upon popular demand, we also added a combination stepper that lets you switch through all 144 possible combinations in your setup. A right click lets you assign a key switch or a program change to those stepper buttons. Let me open the combination bank window, and you'll see that you can step through all available combinations comfortably. When you're designing your combinations, you'll also find the clear button helpful if you want to start over from scratch. As always, a right click reveals the options here, and you can see the assigned key switch, which you can change anytime, be it a different key switch or a program change. You can now also assign controllers directly to the available stops with a right click on the stop, which allows for more flexibility and automation possibilities. A very convenient extra feature, you can now swipe the edit button of all stops for quick selection and bulk editing of the envelope, volume, panning and tuning of the selected stops. You will also see that the interface now always opens with the tab that was selected the last time you closed the software. Also good to know, the sustain pedal is now MIDI channel aware, so it only affects the manual you are actually triggering. Before this version, the sustain pedal would be received on all MIDI channels. Let's have a look at the Vienna organ player's settings. The interface settings now lets you use a high contrast font color on the stops. Definitely convenient with smaller resolutions. For the engine settings, we decided to reduce the default global release voice limit from 1024 to 600 to provide you with a better performance. You can always change the value right here. -1 will allow unlimited release voices in case your system can handle it or you need it for specific purposes. For the regular user, the default value of 600 will be just fine. Here you can also enable key velocity now and even set the velocity floor so you can decide which dynamic range you'd like to address with your played notes on the keyboard. Next up is a tricky but very powerful feature. An Alt click sets your stops and manual couplers in an ignored state. So when you load a combination with ignored stops, those stops will not be touched and will stay in their previous state, whatever it may be. The ignored status is indicated by transverse stripes, easy to identify. So if I set this deactivated stop to ignored and switch to another combination where the same stop is activated, when I switch back to my previous combination, it will stay activated as it is in an ignored state. As a use case, you can prepare combinations that affect, for example, only the Hauptwerk, while leaving all other manuals or Werks unchanged, which may come in handy when playing live and improvising. One thing to consider when working with this option, always make sure that your combination is saved. You can do this by either working with the autosave combinations option in the Vienna organ player settings, which is activated by default, or if you have deactivated the autosave combinations option, you need to make sure that you are saving a combination with ignored stops manually, with a shift click on the combination which will also give you visual feedback on the saving process now. By the way, you can also set all stops and manual couplers of a Werk to ignored with an Alt-click on the header. The same applies to the manual couplers themselves. You can set either all couplers and stops to an ignored state by Alt-clicking into the header field of the given Werk, or you can set individual couplers into an ignored state by Alt-clicking those coupler buttons individually. The system is the same whenever you start from a registration with a specific manual coupler state and load a combination with ignored manual couplers. Those ignored manual couplers will keep the settings from the previous registration. A great feature for improvisation and preset creation that also keeps your mind quite busy. I hope you enjoy those improvements. With best wishes from your Vienna team. Make sure to subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with tutorials, walkthroughs, screencasts, updates, infos, and of course, great music. See you soon.